Hi guys, going to give it a minute to get people onto the call. Hi guys, I'm going to go through some Christmas stuff for Flaming Grill sites. For those on different brands, obviously you've got Value at 11:15, Mainstream at 2 o'clock, and Urban and Premium on Friday. So what we're going to go through today is some specs, a bit about Christmas Day specs and the festive fare, how about nailing the perfect dish, so roast potatoes, veg, and the meat. Process over Christmas, building up your stock, and just a bits around stock build up as well. So obviously the plan is always, as every Christmas, try and make this the big and best Christmas we can possibly do for the customers and for your sites. And kitchen and the food is key to this going forward for each Christmas party. So it's really key that we nail it from day one all the way through the festive period. It's going to run through the festive fare specs for Flaming Grill. So some of these haven't changed from last year. So if anyone who's new to the to Flaming Grill in the last 12 months, we'll have to sort of take note of these. But I won't go into too much detail. Some of the stuff you're doing currently. Obviously, roast tomato soup as a starter, real easy one. Bottom of the bag, nice easy one. Vegan option, maple flavored root vegetable soup, obviously without the butter. That is on every Christmas menu now throughout locals and throughout Green King as a vegan option. Pepper and Stilton mushrooms, again, garlic bread, pan-fried mushrooms, and a peppercorn sauce on top. For your bigger parties, you can pre-stage the peppercorn sauce in a bain-marie, so they're all ready to go. The Natch Ho Ho Ho's. So again, this is the start of the festive fare. Just your pico de gallo on top, where you just make sure you get all the layers for the nachos on that. Prawn cocktail, real classic Christmas dish, real basic one. So salad leaf for 15 grams, 70 grams of cold water prawns, and 40 mils of your bulk cocktail sauce. Really important you get the portion right on the prawns, and these are a really expensive item. Just really follow the spec on this one in terms of putting the right amount on for the guests. Festive fare for your walk-in as well. This is your real good burger for the Christmas period this last year as well. So on the top of that is the cranberry orange glaze pulled pork. That's on top of your burger and your streaky bacon. So guys, really important that we get that on there, and in between them, those layers is the portion of a pork sausage patty. Festive pie, this is across all locals as well. So that's a turkey stuffing and cranberry pie that we've used in the past. That comes with mash and peas and gravy. The 8-ounce rump steak. Again, your normal garnish for your mushrooms and your tomato, your chips and your peas. But again, as talked about menu training, really important that we nail the steak on this. So are we seasoning the steak? Are we resting before putting on the plate? Really, really important that we do that. So your hand carved turkey, this is obviously the main one you'll be doing over the festive period in the run up to Christmas Day. So that's 120 grams of the turkey, one of your stuffing balls, frozen stuffing balls, one of the rustic Yorkshire puddings, one pig and blanket, 150 grams of your roast potatoes, is 40 grams of carrots, 40 grams of peas, 40 grams of cauliflower, 40 grams of Brussels, a bit of your veg glaze, and your 85 grams of red cabbage and apple. But please ensure you you heat up the red cabbage and apple in a separate pot so it doesn't die into the other veg. So your vegan option for your festive fare is a beetroot, sweet potato, and butternut squash tart. Again, this is going across all the local menus for Christmas. On your choir template, guys, this will be under vegan, rainbow vegan tart. Again, that's served with your veg, but the sauce for this one is a vegan Neapolitan sauce. Again, really important that You can do those in the Merry Chef from from frozen, sorry, for 7 minutes. But if you've got a lot on order and you know they're coming, you can also do them from defrost, and they just take half the time. Another veggie option is your butternut squash, sweet potato, mature cheddar, and cashew nut roast. This is just the same Christmas veg of carrots, collie, sprouts, and red cabbage. And also it's just your butternut squash, sweet potato, and cashew nut roasts. So again, that's really important that we nail that one. It's all about getting the potatoes, the veg, and the mash right as well. They're accompanying every dish, so we nail those consistently. We're on to a winner in terms of Christmas. Moving on to the desserts. So this is a vanilla cheesecake and toasted marshmallows. Again, we did this last year, guys. Really, really simple one, really good, but make sure everything goes on the plate, even the mint. Just those little touches that will make it a bit special on the festive period. The old classic Christmas pudding. So you get 10 equal slices out of a loaf. So that's 5 portions per container. Really important that you follow that portioning guide for that. So it's 5 portions per container. You don't want to be giving out too much, and you don't want to be giving out too little. If we skimp too much on this, obviously customers' feedback, and will they return next year? Will they return for Christmas Day? So it's really important we follow the spec and give out the right amounts. Irish cream fist rolls, 5 on a plate with the aerosol cream, icing sugar, and mint, and the toffee apple crumble. Okay, that's a pre-made one. Just need to heat it up and with custard and the icing sugar and mint. And your vegan option for this one, again, this is going across all the local menus, is a chocolate torte with Kirsch cherries, and that is served for the vegan customers with vegan ice cream. So it's really important that those are matched up. So I'm just going to run through the Christmas Day specs before we go on to the nitty-gritty of how to deliver this to your customers. So Christmas Day starter, the baked mini camembert. So that's one of the mini camembert and one of your sub rolls. Obviously slice it up, toasted, but really important that it's got a lot of good plate coverage on it. So it's not just all stacked in one corner, and actually does spread across the oval plate. And that's before. With a pate, again, really easy one. Salad garnish with your onion chutney, your sub roll, and your 1 portion of your chicken and herb pate. Again, same as before. This is your veggie option, but it's also your vegan option. So a maple flavored root veg. For the vegans, you just take away the butter. Your salmon and prawn salad for the Christmas Day. So that's 40 grams of the smoked salmon and 35 grams of the cold water prawns with your bulk cocktail sauce. Again, really important that you get the correct amount of prawns and salmon on there, so your customer's getting the right amount and you're not wasting too much in your stock as well. But also remember, as I said earlier, with the little bits at the end for Christmas Day, this is a real special occasion. So making sure we are putting the lemon on properly, we are putting the 15 grams of pico de gallo. So the main dish for Christmas Day, so your hand carved roast turkey. So for this, you get 120 of the cooked turkey, 150 grams of roast potatoes, 160 grams of mash, and 2 of the gluten-free pigs and blankets. The veg for Christmas Day is again carrots 40 grams, peas 40 grams, Brussels 40 grams, 10 ml of the veg glaze, 85 grams of the cabbage and apple, red cabbage and apple, and 85 grams of the honey roast parsnips. Again, really key to ensure that when we're doing this, if you are putting it in a portion pot, make sure the red cabbage in a separate container. Cranberry and orange glazed pork belly. Again, it'll be the same setup in terms of pigs and blankets, veg, potatoes, and stuffing. The only difference will be the main protein, obviously being the pork belly, and that comes with on top of that, you need to put a cranberry and orange glaze. Cod with champagne hollandaise. This is slightly different, so your veg will be the same, but it'll be different because the potatoes will be the new potatoes that'll be roasted off as well. So that's with a cod and a champagne hollandaise sauce. Again, that's a pouch, so just get out the amount you need for that day. Next dish is the 10-ounce ribeye with red wine sauce. Again, same accompaniments with the Yorkshire, the veg, and the potatoes. But as key to this one, as in with any steak dishes, the cooking of the steak. This is Christmas Day as well, so it's really important that we nail this. So if they want it medium, we need to serve it medium. So have we seasoned the steak? And are we resting before putting it onto the plate? Really key that we nail the steaks on this dish, because this is obviously the main part of this meal. Same dish as before on the festive fare. So you've gone through this already. So this is your vegan tart. Again, same dish for the Christmas Day as was for the festive fare. So your butternut squash, sweet potato, mature cheddar, and cashew nut roast. The only difference on this one, we're putting the cranberry sauce on the top with some crocks and manna. Onto the puddings. Again, Christmas pudding for this one. Same portion for Christmas Day, so 5 portions per customer, so 10 slices out of a container. That is served with brandy sauce. But if customers want custard, obviously you can serve custard. That's served with ice and sugar, and don't forget the sprig of mint as well. Black cherry and chocolate fudge cake sundae. So really important that we follow the layering on this one. With the fudge cake, so there's 1 fudge cake broken into pieces, black cherry compote, and the 3 scoops ice cream, 1 of vanilla and 2 of chocolate. Next one is vanilla cheesecake with strawberry and prosecco. So it's that cheesecake that we'll be using on the festive fare, but it comes with a compote of strawberry and prosecco compote. Again, cream on. We are putting the mint, and we are covering it with a dusting of icing sugar. For the other dessert is a toffee apple and mulled fruit crumble. Again, you get, and this is already pre-portioned, so you just need to get it out of the freezer, defrosted, and put in the microwave. Again, served with vanilla ice cream, and again, remembering the icing sugar and mint for the final touches. Vegan option, same as the festive fare, chocolate and cherry tort. Again, that will be served with vegan ice cream. And for Christmas Day, there's the option of cheese and biscuits. That comes with blue Stilton, brie, and cheddar cheese, and that's obviously served with chutney, the biscuits, and some grapes as well. So it's important that we follow those to the spec. So going on to and over on Christmas Day. So as again, the same as last year, there's 2 sizes of turkey. You've got a small version, which is 1.75, and the larger version of 3.5 kilograms. For the smaller sites, and probably as the Christmas season kicks off, when you're not having as many bookings, I'd order in the smaller turkey, so you've actually got less time to defrost, and you're not obviously going to waste as much. But for Christmas Day, when you know your pre-orders and how much you're going to have, or for your big parties, by all means, get the larger turkeys. Also, got to make sure that defrost fully and slice cold on a yellow board with a sharp yellow knife. Make sure you get some really good portions out of that. On the specs, you will find the yield amount for this as well for the turkey, so it's really important that we follow the amount we should be giving out. Regenerating this turkey, so coming on for your festive fare, there's a couple of ways you can do this. One, what I used to do is put in a gastro film and foil and put through the oven. You can also do that through a Merry Chef on a smaller tray for the smaller parties. But for your walk-ins or your real small, say 2s or 3s that you're getting on the odd occasion during the week, you can put the slice of turkey up and put it in the microwave, but as long as it's covered by a shallow layer of thin gravy. That's really important so it doesn't dry out. Turkey, for those who are having turkey as their main meal, is obviously the turkey. One of the biggest complaints we get is it's being dried out. So covering it up with a thin layer of gravy when cooking it really alleviates this. The roast potatoes, guys, I know some guys have got using the ones you put in the fryer, so it's just important that you follow the spec. Don't overcook and make sure they're really drained before serving. Those that are using the frozen roast potato that go in the oven, there is a guide here as well, but make sure that the oil is hot before putting the potatoes into the tray. But again, follow your spec that you're using currently. Veg is our biggest complaint when it comes to Christmas dinners. One being cold, too hard, or overdone. So it's really important that when we are cooking them, we aren't overcooking them in the first place. So vegetables grown underground need to start processing cold water. Vegetables grown above ground, obviously straight into boiling water. But it's really important once we have finished cooking is that we refresh the veg in ice cold water and remove the excess water in a colander. If you're doing it in a bain-marie or a pasta boiler, don't leave it in there for too long, because once the color goes, all the goodness goes. And if you're putting overcooked veg on a plate, it does really ruin the Christmas meal. What I used to do, and that's really good advice, is pre-portion the veg for individual portions or family serve dishes. So for Christmas Day, for example, if you've got tables of 8, I would get some serving bowls and put sprouts, carrots. It'd be easier for you, one for the guys on the table. Pre-portion those in dishes, cover, label how many it's for, put in the microwave for a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and it's just really easy to go. But also pre-portioning for your smaller tables in your prep pots with the right amount of veg, so for that speed of service and also for the consistency of the guests. Obviously, as I said before, don't hot hold your veg for more than 10 minutes, because once that goes, it really does affect the whole dish. And if you're coming out with sort of overcooked sprouts that are sort of going yellow in color, it does really ruin your meal. So it's really important that the veg is really nailed. It's a really simple thing to do, but it's a really easy thing to get wrong as well, and it's something that we do quite often. So roast potatoes and Yorkshire puddings, rather, guys, you've got the frozen roasties, so that just into the oven for 3 minutes, or the Merry Chef, really important. Back on the edges and start burning. Pigs in blankets, obviously cook your stuff in pig blankets to your brand spec. You can cook these in advance, cool, covered, day dotted, and placed in the fridge. Only use the amount you need. So if you've pre-cooked 100 for the weekend and you've got 40 for Saturday lunch, just get 40 out for Saturday lunch. Don't batch cook it and just waste it. It's really important that you know in your figures and how many you're getting in for the big parties in particular. The gravy, this is sort of makes or breaks most roast dinners and Christmas meals. So follow your brand spec for this one, guys, but don't hot hold it for more than 2 hours. It should be cooking a little and often to make sure it's fresh and safe. So if it falls below 63 degrees, you need to get rid of it, but it's really important that you follow your brand spec on this, but don't hot hold it for hours and hours on end. It becomes really dangerous, especially when it goes below the 63 degrees. So preparing for large parties, so for Christmas Day in particular, for those big tables, tray up the amount of ham and turkey you need in the tray, cover with cling film and foil, and just put in the oven, or but make sure it is covered with a layer of thin gravy. It will all dry out. It's really important that especially Christmas Day, you know how many tables you've got, and you've got things laid out in your fridges. So you've got a tray saying party of 14 at 1 o'clock. So that's, that is for that party. Organisation will make Christmas Day and the festive parties so much easier for you. But just a bit about steaks as well. Obviously, we talked about nailing the steaks for the festive fare on Christmas Day. So it's really important that we follow the steak training that you would have got at the at the cook-offs as well. So the main ones I always go to are we season it, and also are we resting it as well after cooking before putting on the plate. It's really important that you follow those steps for the steaks. So I have mentioned this throughout the specs, but the vegan market is an ever-growing market, and those people who are vegans, they often do dictate where other people in their family may go to eat. So if we can offer good vegan food, it does really help with the bookings as well. So obviously, as mentioned before, it's the root vegetable soup with no butter on the bread. For the main, it's the beetroot, sweet potato, and butternut squash tart. And for the dessert, it's the chocolate and cherry tort. And for a alternative for Christmas Day for the mince pie, there's a prosecco sorbet as well for the vegans. So festive ordering guides. I've sent everyone their festive order guide out on Friday night, but after I finished today and on Friday with the Facebook Lives, I'll send out everything from today, including your specs as well. All these are available on the Vault, and I'll obviously send through via email. Going to talk a bit about your Survey Monkey and also your Christmas calculator. So Christmas calculator, we do this each year, and we'll send this out in the next couple of weeks before the festive periods, the festive meals start on the 13th of November. With this, it's really important that you use it. You can put in, you've got a party of 100, and it'll tell you how many you need to prep up and how many you need to buy. It just keeps it really, really easy, especially for your big parties. I'd definitely be using this on Christmas Day. It makes your job a lot easier, and instead of you adding up, I need 34 soup, I need X amount of prawns and X amount of Brussels sprouts. It will make your jobs a little bit easier when it comes to ordering as well, and give you that extra time you need to go in the kitchen. So this is your food delivery schedule for the festive period. On the right-hand side is the revised delivery dates. So obviously we're not having any deliveries on the Tuesday and Wednesday, Christmas Day and Boxing Day. They will now come on the Christmas Eve and on the 27th. Again, guys, I'll send this out, but this would be a good one to print out, put in your kitchen so you aren't missing any of the cut-offs. So I don't want you expecting food on Boxing Day and it's not turning up. That will be coming on the 27th. So you need to adjust your ordering to suit. So Christmas Day, Boxing Day and New Year's Eve pre-orders. As last year, for all those who are around, your pre-order for your food delivery will come on a Survey Monkey. For Christmas Day and Boxing Day, for those doing the parties, the Survey Monkey needs to be submitted by the 22nd of November. And for New Year's Eve, it needs to be submitted by Friday, the 7th of December. Again, nearer the time, you'll be getting a lot of information about this, and just look out for it, but make sure the deadlines are met. Christmas stock building. This is one that we sort of talk about every year, and it sort of takes people a bit by surprise. So you know Christmas is going to be a busy time, so we need to be looking at sort of your crockery. What have you got at a certain time, like the week before Christmas? Take a note of what you got in your freezers and your dry stores. A lot of these items are from last year's menu, so some that you're going to already have in your freezers. Don't just panic buy at the start of the festive period and have this sort of building up in your freezer. So what happens when that happens? People panic order the first week of the festive fair. Everyone does it. Then the week after, everyone runs out the products because they weren't expecting that massive jump of people ordering that amount of food. So it's really important that you order and you just build it up slowly over the festive period. But if you look in your freezer and on your stock sheets, a lot of these items you'll already have in your freezer. Christmas stock taking, guys, for your Christmas Eve and New Year's. So obviously we're trying to review these and look at the stock taking dates, so you're actually spending more time doing the job you need to do, either as a GM or as in the kitchen. So for week 34, stock take will be completed normally on Monday, the 17th of December. On week 35, that's the Christmas 7th of December or Friday the 28th, depending on your site. That's up to you. Week 36, so that's the New Year's Eve one. No stock take required, guys, so no need to do a stock. But on week 37, that's you're going to be doing a 2-week stock then, so that'll be Monday the 7th of January. So it's really important that on Christmas week, you're not doing it on the Monday, you're doing it on either the Thursday or Friday the 28th. And for the New Year's Eve, you're not doing a stock whatsoever. You're doing a 2-week stock on Monday, the 7th of January. Again, guys, I'll send this out again, but this is one I'll be printing off from this presentation and putting it up in the kitchen or the office to make sure that we aren't sort of doing a stock when we not need to be doing it. So you are spending more time on the actual shop floor, so to speak. So this is, we've been asked to do Christmas cook-offs for all sites, though many of you would have already done these dishes previously because these are all from the same menu from last year. The key quality indicators for each dish. There's a guide running an in-house cook-off on page 32, your Christmas handbook. All your GMs would have got this at the Christmas roadshow they attended. Just finally, before I go, just obviously about delivering a perfect Christmas. It's a really key part of the year for us. Like I said at the start, nailing the first dish out of the kitchen on the first day of the festive menu is really key, because those customers coming in the first week or so might not know where they're coming with their work party in 3 or 4 weeks' time, or where they're going on Christmas Day. So it's really important that we really impress from day one. Think about how you're going to nail the big tables and the large parties. So pre-portioning your turkey. Can you pre-cook your veg and put them into family served dishes? All the sauces you need for the big party, are they defrosted? Have you got the right amount out? Have you got them in a bain-marie ready to go? Just also remember to use the Christmas calculator. That's going to really make your life a lot easier with deliveries and what to order, and also trying to avoid wastage. It's trying to give you as much time as we can for you to actually do your jobs in the kitchen and run your businesses. So use the tools that are out there. Please make sure that you are building your stock up slowly over the festive period. Don't panic order on day one and order, like somebody did one year, 25 boxes of 4-bird roast. They still had that in January, so that does have a knock-on effect for other sites if you panic order 30 boxes of turkey when you don't need them. So it's really important that you follow in your guides, follow in the specs, and really nail this from day one. If you have got any questions, guys, just put it in the comment box. Ben's on there now, and I will answer when I come off. I have saved this video, so I will send it out to all the Flaming Grill sites, and also send out the slides of all the food order guides and calculator. So if you've got any more questions, please put them in the comment boxes. But that is it from me. Thank you very much, and have a good Christmas.